This year we're doing a low spend Christmas, and I'm reusing things I already have and doing simple crafts to decorate for Christmas. This year has been a little bit of a struggle. We had some expenses come up that we weren't expecting. And then on top of it, my husband is starting his own snow business with my brother. And so this is a little bit of a financial stress on us. And so this Christmas, we are going very simple and doing DIY and using what we've got. So I am cutting up some orange slices to dehydrate in my dehydrator. And this is a great way to have some decor that is beautiful and also simple. I find that I actually thrive when things are tight because it forces me to get creative, and that's when I'm at my best. So I am kind of excited of the challenge of a low to almost no spend Christmas. And I already have plenty of things around me. And today we're going on a foraging trip on the property, and we're going to go collect things. Today's video sponsor is ULTRAHUMAN with the ULTRAHUMAN Ring Air. This little device just looks like a piece of jewelry, but it's actually a smart ring. Just like wearing a smart watch, but it's much more beautiful and discreet. This smart ring is going to be tracking all of your movements throughout the day, your heart rate, as well as your sleep. And in the morning when you wake up, you get a full and complete sleep report, which tells you everything about your sleep. I find this report fascinating, and every day that I wake up, I can't wait to see what it tells me about myself and what I went through throughout the night. With this ring, you can do cycle tracking as well as ovulation tracking. Through the app, you can log in a workout, and one of the workouts that I've been consistently logging in is housework. I absolutely love that you can log in housework through this app, and it's going to follow everything that you did, your heart rate, as well as a map of everywhere that you went around your house and property. And I find that extremely motivating. So if your goal this upcoming year is to get in better shape and health, this smart ring is really going to help you achieve your goals. There are just so many factors that give you better health. Your sleep is a major part of that, and everything that you do throughout the day can really help you achieve a better night's sleep and better rest and recovery the following day. It's really helpful that the ULTRAHUMAN Ring Air is waterproof. It can go 330 feet below. If you want to go check out the ULTRAHUMAN Ring Air, go down into my description box and there's going to be a link as well as a code for you to get a discount. Thank you so much to ULTRAHUMAN for sponsoring today's video. I've got my husband and my dogs with me, and we're headed out for this little foraging trip where there is just so much bounty to collect outside. And if you go in places like Walmart or any place where you can get Christmas decor, a lot of it is plastic replicas of things that you could just go out and collect for free. A little romance never hurts things. And what I've found is that it's in the doing of things that memories are made. And so even though we're out collecting things to decorate with, this is still an experience, and experiences are when you make memories. And so I love doing stuff like this with my husband or my kids, and, spending time together is where it's at. It can't get more no spend than foraging. And I know not everyone has access to a forest or land around them, but if you can find a spot where you can sustainably forage, I definitely recommend doing so. With our shorter light hours, I really wanted to get out early in the morning and get this done. We just got back from our foraging trip and we were very successful, as you can see. And one of the things that I'm looking for when I'm doing this, especially for Christmas related stuff, is just to find a lot of different shaped branches. So I found this, and this was right in the yard here. I found some of that. And then this is a different kind of leaf shape. And then I found a lot of this, which kind of looks like a juniper type branch, and it smells like a juniper. This is an Oregon grape plant. I also really wanted cedar branches because they just look so beautiful. They have a really nice flat leaf. We have a massive amount of hawthorn bushes and rosehip bushes on the property, so I collected some of that, which will be really nice. And then lastly, I collected some sort of a fir tree sort of branch. So I collected some of this. Now, if you go into my Christmas playlist from last year, I did a whole bunch of garlands for around my windows, and that was really fun. I might do that again, but that's not what I was thinking about when I was collecting this stuff. So I'm really excited about this, and I'm not going to do all of my decorating in one day by any means. This stuff should last for a long time and it will just kind of dry out. So I'm just going to be playing around with some of this stuff today, but I'm not going to do all of my decorating today. We're going to put up the tree, and I'm going to do a few things. So it's going to be really fun. I've been making a Pinterest board with ideas for a natural Christmas, ideas that look easy to do with what I have around me. And so I've got a couple of projects planned for today. But first thing on my list is making breakfast, because I know I can't get anything done around me unless people are fed. First, I'm checking on my sliced oranges, and they're perfectly dried. I did this last year and I just love them. Food is another very important part of Christmas, and so I really need to sit down and spend some time planning food. And I don't know that I'll get around to that today, but that's definitely on my list for the upcoming season, because if you're not intentional, you just won't make things happen. And so I really need to start going with plans. I feel like I'm late on the Christmas bandwagon. Here on YouTube, everyone seems to get started so early. But that's just not me, and I don't want to rush into it. I usually wait until December, and so that's what I'm going to do. And I'm hoping to create a little bit of extra content over the holidays. So we'll see what happens. This is my inspiration picture from Pinterest, and it's a Miss Mustard Seed picture. I picked up a few things at the store, but I'm really trying to use what I already have. So I have these little tiny mason jars. I've got my antique platter. I picked up some candles at Walmart, some walnuts, and then I also have some black walnuts that we foraged ourselves. And I have some sand that's a washed sand, so it's a bit on the wet side. So I am just putting some sand at the bottom of these jars, mostly just so that I can tuck these candles in there and they'll hold. In the picture, she used some beautiful blue and white mugs, but these little cups was what would fit in my platter. And then I'm just tucking some moss in there, which she had in her cups. Now, I'm letting you know right now that as this dries, it will become a fire hazard. And what I'm realizing is I definitely need some taller candles. So this is good for now, but I will be switching this out. She used juniper in her platter, and I'm using my foraged juniper plants, which don't have any berries on them, but they're still beautiful. And then I'm tucking in a little bit of this different type of greenery, which just adds a little bit of variation and interest. These walnuts were very inexpensive at Walmart. I think they were $2.77. And so that didn't cost much at all. And then I have these free black walnuts that I'm also using just because I already have them on hand. It's so fun to recreate something from Pinterest. Highly recommend. And this was such an easy and quick little arrangement to put together, and I think it has stunning results. I also think that something homemade is just so much more special than something you spend a lot of money on. Here's another inspiration pic from Pinterest. And this was such a simple idea. Of course, the lighting in the picture makes it look very magical, which I don't have. But I just picked up some candy canes, which are pretty inexpensive, and put those into one of my jars. And I didn't have enough cinnamon sticks to put those in another jar like in the picture. So I just decided to use what I already had on hand. I'll probably end up switching this out, but I used some of the black walnuts that I have a lot of that my husband foraged last year. I just tucked in some branches and some dried orange slices and some cinnamon sticks. But I think that what would be really nice next to the candy canes would be some hot chocolate mix and some marshmallows and different things like that. So I might end up switching this out, but just for this project, I thought this was pretty cute. Another piece of inspiration from Pinterest was a jar with simmer pot ingredients. So you could do the orange slices with the cinnamon sticks and star anise and all kinds of different things that you would put into a simmer pot. Next on my list was making my orange slices a little bit glittery and beautiful. I found this holographic paint at Walmart, and so I'm just putting a little bit of that on them so that they glisten. And I'm only going to do this with about half of these orange slices. And I'm not decorating with these today. this will be for a future project, but I just had so much fun just sitting and painting. Today is the day that we decided to put up our Christmas tree, and I also have this little antique sort of metal tray, and I'm putting some leaves in it and then putting my sort of vintage candy cane striped cups in here. And these cups are perfect for eggnog at Christmas time. So that is something that I used last year and I love it. And then my husband and I are getting the tree up, fluffing it up a little bit. And I rescued this tree from the landfill. It was still in the box, still in good condition, and I've been using it for 5 years. And this was the year that I really wanted a different tree. I really wanted something skinnier that took up less space. But you know, we can't always have everything we want. And it just didn't make sense for me to go spend money on something that I already have. So we're making do, and we are stringing up some lights. And I won't be putting any ornaments on my tree this year because with our kitten, I just know it's not going to work out. I've got 2 kids still at home. One of them was at a sleepover and the other one didn't want to help. So it's just my husband and I, but we had quite a bit of fun just getting this all put together. And nothing brings a dark space to life more than lights. So I really want to get more string lights if I can for around the windows, but we'll see if I can find a really good sale. Like I said, this is a kind of a low to no spend Christmas. So we'll see what happens. Maybe I'll find something at the thrift store. I also had these glittery gold garlands, and I had a few different types, some thicker and nicer, and then this one's really skinny. And I put the thicker ones at the bottom and then this skinny one around the top, and then I cut it because it was just way too long. As I predicted, there is just no keeping this cat out of this tree, and I knew this was going to happen. He just wants to live in here now. And it's pretty cute. Bruno is a guardian and he's also a shepherding dog, and he loves to let the other animals know when they're doing something wrong that they shouldn't be doing. And so he likes to discipline the other animals, and he's definitely been doing that with the kitten. Don't forget to go check out the ULTRAHUMAN ring air down in my description box, where there will be a link and a code for you to get a discount. Thanks for joining me, and until next time, I'll see you around.